126. That's probably just to do with the fact that I've got a bigger penis. Morning guys, how's it going? I am heading off to BMW UK headquarters today to pick up an M2 press car, which I'm really excited about because I haven't driven one in anger. I figured that I'll take a good friend of mine, Ash, along with me because Ash owns this beautiful M140 Shadow behind me, and a bit like my car, he has also modified it in some areas. We're going to talk to Ash about that in 2 seconds. I wanted Ash to jump in the M2 driver's seat and feed back his opinion on it because he's actually looking at getting an M2 himself. Ash, tell us a bit about your M-Lite, not the spec so much, but what you've done to it. How long have you owned it?
Yeah, I've owned it just over a year now, so I've done quite a few miles in it, mostly enjoying all the road miles I've done. First of all, I've done just a panel filter, Motec springs and spacers.
Yep. To give it that stance.
Yeah. I've fitted the underbody brace that was left off the Spatcher cars. I've also done a set of EBC yellow stuff brake pads. I've done EBC high performance fluid. Also, I have done M4 lower control arms, basically to help with turning, help with feel on the front end, because these cars out of the box are brilliant, but they just need just those slight little tweaks just to make them a lot better. And
yeah,
as it stands now, I'd say it's pretty close to an M car. So I've also done a JB Plus just to give it that extra little bit of boost. All the ECU calibrations are all still the same. It just ups the boost pressure and that sort of thing. So it just gives it that punch, you know, it gives that bit more torque.
We're going to head down to BMW HQ, have a quick look around, and then pick up the M2 Competition, and hopefully hear some of Ash's feedback on it and see what he thinks about it. Because you haven't driven any of the F80 M3s or M4s, so
no.
This is your first S55 experience.
Yeah.
We'll jump in the car, head over there, and we'll see you at BMW headquarters. So guys, we've as you've just seen, we've had a great morning at BMW UK headquarters. Thanks a lot to Lauren for showing us around, and yeah, some lovely stuff in there. So it kind of opens up like the TARDIS when you go inside, doesn't it? It's like you think it's just going to be an office. I thought
it was just going to be an office and some fax machines and
with a 1M car parked awkwardly, but you go in there and as you just seen, it's a bit like a mini BMW Welt, and lots of tidy, interesting stuff to look at around in the car parks and stuff. We managed to get our keys or get hold of the 1M, which Lauren very kindly said we could just use for photo purposes, so we took that out the front, got some nice pictures, as I'll try and put in now, or camera footage I think. This is literally Ash's first time even sitting in M2 Comp.
Yeah. Well, no, I've sat in one in the dealership, but
yep.
I mean, yeah, first time driving an M2. Period. First time driving a car with an S55 engine.
Yep. And the only M car you've ever driven is your dad's X5M?
X5M.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, that's going to be somewhat different to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully it'll feel a bit more agile.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a BMW convert, so let's see how we go.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So yeah, let's fire it up, mate. Yeah, it's quiet. It's definitely quiet,
but it means business.
So everything's comfort, auto. Let's just put that into comfort as well.
I mean, I do love the DCT boxes, but I think if I was speccing one, I'd go manual.
Yes. So you're an efficient drive.
Okay.
And comfort steering at the moment, and the gearbox is in the slowest, I think. Yeah, cool.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so the point of this video really is I'm interested. I was just saying to Ash that I'm actually keen to see how you respond to this car as an M-Lite fanatic. I want to see, I want to see what you think of it. And
even from the takeoff, I can hear a bit of whining and things like that. So it definitely feels like it's a purposeful car. Like, it feels like it's ready to go and shred some tarmac on a racetrack.
Yeah. Well, the minute I picked up my original M2, I could hear the diff. You could hear the diff whining. Yeah. And some people will probably be like, oh, what's that sound? But obviously to a proper petrol head, it's like, yes, I can hear those mechanical, I can hear that diff working in the back. Here we are. I can't believe I'm going to have one of these in a matter of weeks.
Amazing, amazing.
And in manual as well. I'm so glad that, in a way, that this is a DCT, because then otherwise it would kind of dissolve my new car a little bit, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And the colour, let me tell you guys, not that I want too many of you to buy this colour, because then obviously mine would be common as much.
And it would depreciate. Yeah,
and it would depreciate. Yeah, so this colour's terrible. Although it's really not, it's very nice, especially with all the autumn leaves and stuff around. It looks stunning, as I'm sure you're seeing on some of the external shots.
Okay, so
this is nice. I can just relax and drink my coffee while you review the car.
Yeah, that's right,
this
mate.
Is brilliant. I'll just leave it over to you, mate.
Yeah, Ash Horton Reviews.
There you go. I'll change the name of the channel.
Yeah, done deal. All right, I think that's about as much of efficient driving as I'd ever do in this car if it was mine. So why don't we go into the next setting?
Yep. So let's bring that up to bring that up to Sport Plus. Yeah. We'll just jump I'll put the steering in Sport because I think Sport Plus is too heavy.
And is that
now you're in manual? Yep. So yep. So that's 4. So there's feel the lat. It's not as boosty as yours.
Yeah,
is it?
It's not as punchy, but
no.
At the same time, you wouldn't want this to be too punchy because I think you just end up facing the other way.
And that's the problem when you do get the chance to drive a regular M3, M4, the earlier ones, 2014, 2015 F80 series, mate, they just want to kill you everywhere. Yeah. They just want you to go backwards everywhere, unless you've got like good tyres on them, like a set of Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. I never go on about tyres, do I? No.
Especially not Michelin's.
No, yeah, not Michelin's. No. Cup 2s. But this is talking of tyres. This is thankfully at the moment every single M2 competition I've seen has come with Michelin Pilot Super Sports. So fingers crossed that continues and we don't end up with Conti Sport Contact 1.5s from 87.
Yeah.
From before you were born.
Yeah.
When were you born?
88.
88. I got that right. That was a fluke. What do you think of the ride?
Dude, I was expecting it to be harsher.
Yep.
I don't think it's that bad.
No.
I genuinely don't. I think it feels purposeful.
Yep.
Like you get into it, you know that it's built for a purpose. It's not a comfortable car, but it's not crashy. It's not hard. It's a very nice place to be. And yeah, and on roads like these, you just want to kind of give it a bit of a squirt.
It feels good. You can feel that I can feel it even from the passenger point of view. The footprint that it's got at the front is just really stable, isn't it? It's like,
yeah.
Even though we've had our cars wide and you've got those control arms on yours and stuff, there's this thing just has something about the front end which you experience. It's
oh, the brakes feel amazing,
aren't they? So this has got the upgrade brakes on it, but to be fair, the standard ones for road stuff feel just as good, I think, anyway. See, people complain about the sound of these things. I don't have an issue with them at all. I think that sounds great, doesn't it?
I love the sound of these cars. They're a motor that kind of grows on you, the engine note.
Yep. Yeah, it's not an AMG 4-litre V8 twin turbo. It's not. It's never going to be. But it's not an offensive sound, and if people complain about it, the first thing I think of is, well, what does the Boxer and the Cayman 4-pot sound like? You know, it sounds like a bag of nails to me.
I almost think it almost sounds kind of like early Skyline GDR. You know, it's sort of off. It's not a smooth note. It's kind of like a raspy, rattly note in a sense. And I think, you know, after you've heard it for a while, it really grows on you.
Yep. And you say raspy, and it's so true, because you do. I think I said that actually in my review, that the exhaust note you can hear is actually very reminiscent of the E46 rasp.
Absolutely.
You know, the beautiful.
It's almost like a rattly noise, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Which to me is a BMW straight 6 sound. You know, that's. It feels so solid from the passenger seat, like so planted. You know.
Shall we try a bit of Sport Plus, Joe?
Yeah, I think we're already ramped up mostly. What have we got? Sport Plus, I think, yeah. But the only other setting that we can do now is we can go into MDM, but I don't know if you want to go into MDM.
A bit of tunnel.
Oh, a bit of tunnel noise, yeah. See, there's nothing wrong with that sound, is there? Whoa, he was right in the middle of the road.
This road, it's fine.
Oh yes.
Tunnel.
So you're a perfect car reviewer. It
actually feels like it doesn't want to kill you.
No, well, in the safe mode at the moment we haven't got MDM or anything, and that's the thing that I think I go on about a lot on my channel as well. A lot of people email me about rear wheel driven cars, you know, are they going to try and kill me? I've come from a front wheel drive car, do I need the talent or the skill? And realistically you don't. When you've got all the systems on, they're very, very safe, you know. I think we've got a Kiwi rally driver next to me here. But yeah, no, they're great. Yeah, this is, yeah, I think it's awesome. And as we're sort of on the subject of the B58 and the M140, I'm about to share something with you guys that is a bit of a treat. Ash and I on the way over here. Now let me just remind you, Ash's M140's got a JB Plus on it, so it's not a stock M140. Stock, and I've put my stock M140 against his, and he's smoked me. So this JB Plus makes a big difference. See how the suspension works a lot better. As soon as you go fast, it breaks into the travel, doesn't it?
That's right, mate. It's so, the pliancy is so good when you're on the move.
When you're on the move,
it just starts to soak everything up. Like I would happily. Hello.
Yeah, that's right.
I would happily drive this around wet country lanes all day long.
Yes.
Whereas the M140, you really have to be on your toes. Like you can't just drive it like an absolute plonker.
No.
Oh, listen to the turbochargers.
Yeah, you can hear them.
Boost.
Yeah, and you can hear the induction sound in the engine as well. Imagine you put a decent filter or something in there. So anyway, going back to, I keep going off subject, but going back to the little treat that I've got you guys. On the way down here, Ash and I had a little side-by-side, what I call it, safety comparison
Safety
test.
comparison.
I don't know where this check. Yeah, I don't know where that comes from and how it.
Well, I think it originated from Mexico.
From Mexico, yeah. Yes, and that's where we actually went to do it.
Via Mexico.
Via Mexico, down here. It's amazing how we did that, Farnborough to Windsor via Mexico.
Yeah.
But we did a rolling comparison test from about 20 miles an hour to about 70 miles an hour on a de-restricted or unrestricted national speed limit road in Mexico.
National speed limit.
Yeah. When you hit those anchors, it just, oh mate, it feels great.
The pedal feels right at the top.
Yeah.
Like coming straight out of my M140, it's got a bit more cushion, and when you're leaning on them, you kind of really have to work that brake. This, like you touch the anchors, you want to go through the windscreen.
Yeah, it feels very positive, doesn't it? Very positive. Anyway, we did a side-by-side comparison test, which I'll show you a clip of in 2 seconds, but I just want to say we did a few runs, and the one I'm showing you was the most fair, both of us, we agree. In fact, I probably picked up the throttle a slight second earlier than Ash in his 140, but you'll see, well, you'll see how close the cars are. And you know, your 140, you reckon it must be running around 400 brake, right? It has to be to compete with this. But anyway, enjoy that clip and then come back to us. There's literally, there's nothing in it, but yours has just still got it. Right, I hope you enjoyed that clip, guys, and as you can see, it's very close between the two cars, ridiculously close. We couldn't call it at all, so impressive from both cars, but just shows you how mighty that B58 is. Obviously this is a detuned S55. We know there's a lot to come from this engine, even bringing it up to a normal map of an M3 and M4. So yeah, plenty tunable.
Yeah, that's it, mate. I suppose I said to Joe earlier, you know, yes, stock M140, stock exhaust, panel filter at JB Plus, and that's the performance you get. However, this is a bone stock M2 comp. You know, in the coming months, people will be tuning them. We'll be seeing upward of 500 brake horsepower with like stage 1, stage 2.
Yep.
You know, from certain companies around the place, I'm sure you'll know of. But
well, I know Imran from Evolve has already has already got some kind of project car going.
Yeah. He's had an M2 comp on the dyno recently.
Yeah, that's a really good video actually. If none of you have seen that, I'm going to link that below. And he dynos, and in fact, I put my hands up and apologise for, I'd said that I'd been told these cars are pushing out about 450 brake in my review, but they were American people that give me American figures, and apparently in America their dynos are different to our ones and they show 10% higher, whatever. So a stock M2 Competition is and does produce about the quoted 410 bhp, no more than that. So yeah, ignore what I said in my review.
Shoves you back when you change gears.
Really does.
But I still feel like this car is phenomenal, and do I want one? Short answer is yes.
Yep.
It still feels like it's holding back in certain areas.
Yep.
But I think partly it's A, so it doesn't kill you.
Yep.
And B, obviously because they have to dull things down with the emission standards EU6.
Yes. Yeah, I think a lot of that, the lack of sound takes some of the drama away, and the sort of sensation of speed, as strange as that sounds. And also, yeah, I think the fact they've had to peg back the power in this particular car, I think once that's been unleashed a little bit, because it's certainly got the chassis, it's got the brakes, you know, it's got everything else to be a 500 horsepower. Yep. I mean, this with an extra 100 horsepower, wow, it would just be...
It'd be 911 territory, like...
And obviously a set of Pilot Sport Cup 2 tyres, obviously.
Yeah. Possibly not on a day like today, however...
No, well, a day like today's alright.
Oh, yeah, it's alright.
Morning like this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got wet leaves and stuff, probably not ideal, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we're talking I'm talking, you know, April through September, happy days.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, phenomenal car. Beck, if you're watching this, you know what's going to happen.
Beck will be watching this because you're forced her to watch it, obviously. So I'm sorry about that, Bex. Oh, that's them.
That's a tractor.
Yeah. I quite like squirrely brakes.
Me too.
Because it makes me feel like I'm in a race car.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that just for the camera. Well, actually, there's a camera looking forward. That's the tractor, unfortunately.
Can we edit it and pretend it?
Yeah. I'll just take that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's running semi-slicks on that thing anyway.
Yeah. They kind of look like the tyres on my 140.
Oh, Panamera, was that a hybrid?
Yes. So there was no wheel spin in it.
Right, oh, because of the mode you're in, yeah.
Very, very smooth.
Yeah, have you put it, so that's now an MDM mode, so.
Do you trust me?
Well, as long as you're not too much an idiot in the turns.
Yeah.
I think we've got, to be fair, let's have a look at the temperatures. I reckon we've got about 30 degrees in the tyres.
I'm saying 20, 25.
Okay, vehicle settings.
Not bad.
Where am I going? Vehicle status, isn't it? It's in there. 30, 30, 26, 26 on your side and 30 on my side. We almost
both winners.
Why is my tyre hotter?
I wonder why.
Let me have a think. That's interesting for, not that you can see the gauge, but yeah, my particular tyre, in fact I'm going to take a picture of that because it is quite funny. I'll lay it over. My particular tyre is 30 degrees and Ash's is 26. That's probably just to do with the fact that I've got a bigger penis than he has. Right.
Now, if you want the comparison check for that video, you'll have to go somewhere else.
Oh no, this has gone so off topic. Anyway,
you know, in true Joe Achilles fashion.
Of course, yeah. There's always got to be some stupid humour in it.
MBM, let's go. Yes.
Oh, you could feel the back end moving around then, couldn't you?
Yep. Just what we like in an M car or in any BMW, really.
I can hear all the. It probably the mic on that's not amazing, but I can hear all the whooshes and gushes through the engine bay. Is that Razner's GTR? Right, well I think we should wrap this video up anyway because I think that's been long enough. But what are your final words on the car, Ash?
Final words, love it. I've been for a ride in a friend in Martin's M2,
yes,
LCI, lovely car, around the track, and I definitely think being in this compared to that, this is smoother, and I think it's definitely a step up.
Yep.
We were talking the other day, Joe, that it's not a car that if you already have an M2 you want to go and get rid of and go, I want the M2 Comp, because it's, you know, it's not enough of a step up. It's not enough of a step up to actually warrant getting rid of your current M2. However, if you're in the position of being able to buy a new car, I definitely think this is the one.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's exactly it, and I think I've touched on that a couple of times, that people are panicking with their current M2s, or not panicking, they're either saying, oh, this isn't worth the step up, or yes, I need to get out of my car as soon as possible. And unfortunately, the way the financing and stuff is, it's a big financial loss to jump out of an M2 and get into this.
Yeah.
And it's not that big a gain.
No.
But if you're looking to jump out of an M, I think the biggest customer is going to be an M-like customer, like yourself, like myself, and a new person completely, someone that's jumping out of an RS3 because they've just had enough of the understeer, or whatever it might be, you know. So yeah, I think that's exactly right. Yeah.
The whooshing and gushing and the back spool of the turbo just sounds amazing.
Yeah, and that's with the stock filter and stuff on it, I think.
Yeah, this car's bone stock. It's a press car, so
yeah. Cool. Well,
Joe.
Ash, thanks a lot for
thanks a lot for giving me a drive, man.
No, mate. No, I'm glad. I hope you guys appreciate this video. I thought you'd had enough of maybe me talking about it. I'm going to do lots of videos with, well, probably with this car and definitely with my car when that arrives very soon. So yeah, I'll hopefully see you guys very soon. Quick note at the end: we're having a meet at Bury BMW in Chiswick on the 18th, Sunday the 18th of November, I think from about 8:30 AM. Keep an eye on my Instagram for all the details. But yeah, everyone's welcome. You don't have to have a BMW, you don't have to own a car. In fact, just come down. We're going to have food and coffees, probably run from about 8:30 AM till 11 PM. This is 2018, by the way, just in case someone watches this next year.
11 PM.
Oh, did I say 11 PM? No.
That's all right.
8:30 AM to 11 AM ish. But yeah, hopefully come down, and there'll be loads of really cool people there and lots of cars to look at and lots of people to talk cars with. Cool. Make sure you give us a subscription if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and leave any comments below. Talk to you soon, guys. Oh, and also give Ash a follow on Instagram. I'll put his Instagram below in the description. Cheers, guys. Cheers, Ash.
Some nice cars here. Oh, who's that? Oh,
Oh no, you caught me.